And welcome back to another Off the Page, brought to you by all the Patreons on screen now that keep it running week in, week out. Or I suppose monthly, really, I suppose.
It is also weekly though. Like
We're weekly, but
we're
Patreon's monthly.
yeah, they're not weekly. Which yeah.
And the little squeaker talking over there is, of course, Joe, as usual.
The squeaker.
I mean, it's true.
I don't know. I like having not too deep of a voice. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that.
You think your voice is deep?
No, not too. Like.
All right, you think two. It's like, oh, I haven't got that deep of a voice. It's
Well, I mean that's not what I meant. But, you know.
kind of squeaky. But yeah, you can follow me at Mitch692 on Twitter. As long as you're not part of Stan Twitter, because I'm getting really tired of fucking Stan Twitter. You can follow him at Halftime Joe.
And I am a fan of Stan Twitter because I'm a stan of everybody.
Well, can you stand me on Twitter then? And
Oh well,
get Stans to
facts.
stuff.
Can you stand
But
everybody?
I mean, I think you probably can. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's one of those things.
I'm this close, and I'm doing the tiny little pinching motion to say how close I am. I know you can't see it, but just imagine
Yeah.
the pointer and the thumb are very close together to making my Twitter private.
I'm
It's just
trying to point, but I have no hand-eye coordination. I don't know.
We're trying to point at.
You said you put two hands together, two fingers.
No, I put the pointer and the thumb together.
Oh,
It's close, like they're really close together.
you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Just,
Um,
just
we don't have a full show, is what I would say, but we're
no,
gonna
we have a compact show.
a compact show.
It's not a packed show. It's a compact show.
I agree with that.
You get everything you would get weekly from this, whatever you call it, show, podcast. Yeah,
Call it
you
a
get everything
cast.
you normally would. It's just small. It's just small. Well, it might not be small the right way we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting bit to start off with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how about it. Not in a bad way. Just kind of like, huh? And that's Wolverine is getting a serial-inspired scripted podcast,
Interesting.
which has like full actors. It's like what? Oh, what's his name? I can't pronounce it properly.
Richard Armitage?
It's the one, yeah.
He's playing
I was
Wolverine, so.
I think like Rim Ahmed or something. I don't know why. I always my brain don't work properly.
Ooh, writer Benjamin Percy, Green Arrow, Teen Titans. I dig it. I dig it. And never
It's just
does.
just a really strange, because it's an old radio serial. Like they're calling it a podcast, but it's an old like radio.
Well, I mean, because it's actually gained in popularity again. Like it was dead for a while, the old serial thing, but it gained in popularity the last couple of years with podcasts. And it is technically
Sure.
they put it apart as podcasts now. I get what you mean. It's an old radio thing, but it's all on podcasts now. And there's a handful, or like a bunch of them actually. I don't want to say a handful because there's probably a big community for it that I don't know of, but I've only really seen a handful like in terms of my like interests. But
Yeah.
hey, if it works, it
I was
works. You
gonna
know
say
what I mean?
like that. I haven't seen anything like this for years, or even heard about anyone doing this for years.
You have not seen Serial or the podcast. It's literally about like the criminals or whatever, or you not heard of it. I haven't seen it.
No,
Yeah.
nothing that's been recent. I haven't heard of it.
Here, let me look it up because it's the big old thing, the Serial podcast where it's about like a stories every week, and it's about I think like killers and stuff like that. I don't know exactly too much, but I just know it's a big thing on podcast services. So like, yeah, but
I'm just not really that big of a podcast guy.
yeah, I am. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
I listen to the ones that I listen to, but it's not really a lot. There's like maybe 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, I think I have. I'm one of those people that stockpiles. So like on my Hulu, I have like 50 things on my watch list, and on my podcast like app, I have like 40 things. I don't necessarily listen to all 40 things, but I kind of stockpile. So
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, it's an interesting thing to do.
it's the first comic one I think in this kind of era of serial.
I mean,
I would say,
In
right?
recent times, yeah, I
Yeah.
think they've definitely done them before.
Oh yeah, and like before the 2000s.
No,
But
I was thinking more like in the 2000s.
oh, in
I'm
the
certain.
2000s, I don't remember that specifically, but yeah, I would say probably in this decade at least, 2010 to
Mm,
2020. Like, this is probably the first comic one. I might be
yeah.
wrong. You can fact check me, those out there listening, because maybe you are fans of this kind of series, and there have been other comic ones, just not
I was gonna say, just hope
Marvel.
we're gonna piss off all that entire community. Be like, we've been here, we've been here for years,
I
we
mean,
never left.
it's got to be a good thing though if you've been one of those people and you just like seen the success of it, and now Marvel's
Yeah,
getting into it. DC's probably gonna get into it at one point.
so DC will
Image,
follow. DC and Image will follow suit eventually.
yeah,
If it takes off and this is successful and Marvel make more, everyone else will follow.
I definitely think it will, because it's almost like an audiobook in a way. I would say
Um, I mean, I
almost.
suppose kind of,
Yeah, this is
but
just different
it's more.
stories, like
Yeah, I
stories
mean,
created for
like
this.
if the audiobooks did the issues each week, then yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, this is just for comics, and it's actually how many paid? So it's a 10 episode series, so it's gonna be only run for 10 episodes, and most likely it'll. I'm thinking it'll be a success, and they're gonna want to do another one, but that's just me, and I think I've seen this success before, so I don't doubt that this was something successful.
Like they put their right foot forward with Wolverine. Like,
Yeah, yeah, the
let's
first
do
one.
the big cash grab name and get everyone to it. But it's called Wolverine: The Long Night. Like, kind of sounds like the
Yeah,
Long Halloween.
let's
Um,
Oh wait, let's read the synopsis real quick for those out
that's what I
there.
was gonna
Oh,
do.
I thought
I
you
was
weren't
going
gonna.
to.
Oh, go ahead. You can do
Jesus.
it. My bad. I thought you were going on to
Um,
something else.
no, I wasn't.
Go
That's why
ahead.
I was saying the title was then going to go into the synopsis. But the
Ooh, the
synopsis
long
is
night.
the story begins with two agents, Sally Pierce, who's played by Sela Keenan Bolger, and Tad Marshall, who is being played by Atu
Ascendo.
Asando,
Yeah.
who arrive in the fictional town of Burns, Alaska, to investigate a series of murders. The duo team up with Deputy Bobby Reed, who is Andrew Keenan Bolger, to investigate their main suspect, Logan, who's played by Richard Armitage. But there's the tip. But that's the tip of the iceberg.
I assume it's that whole thing of they think he's the killer, but he's actually saving these
I was
people.
gonna say it. I think it's gonna be another Wendigo story.
Yeah, that'd be
No,
crazy. Yeah.
I'm sure Wendigos are more like Canadian. I think is it Canadian
Oh,
animal?
what says right here? Alaska. No, it's not Canadian. It's just Alaska.
No, but no, I'm saying isn't the Wendigo thing Canadian?
Oh, actually, I don't know. I just know of it from
That's what I
Supernatural. So.
always thought it
So,
was.
says right here, real quick, Percy adds that Logan has purposely sought out Alaska for its isolation because he's been mind wiped again and again. He doesn't know the whole terrible truth about his life. Part of the series is him recovering those memories, and despite his attempts to separate himself from society, getting drawn into a situation where frontier justice is called for. So, yeah, I mean, this sounds like it could be really cool, especially with Wolverine. Like, I
Yeah,
don't remember, like, I'm definitely gonna check it out. I'm sure it has to be free, doesn't it? Or is it one of those things where it's gonna
I
cost?
don't know. I think that's the only thing they're kind of left out.
Yeah,
I imagine it's gonna be free. Hold
here
on, we'll launch on Stitcher Premium in spring
for
2018.
script. So it's one of those things where you have to pay for Stitcher Premium, probably.
Yeah.
Let's look up Stitcher Premium and let's tell the people how long the free trial is,
I was
because
gonna say, no, I'm not paying for just for this.
yeah, let's check out how much the free trial is. Because I don't use Stitcher, I use Podcast Republic. Shout out to them. Really helpful actually. No ads though.
This episode is not brought to you by
Yeah, it is not brought to you by them. But I definitely I use them a lot because it's easier instead of the iTunes one. But start your free trial, which doesn't really tell me how long the free trial is. You think it would tell me?
You think it would, unless their
Yeah,
free trial is like infinite.
yeah, because I mean maybe it's like a week, like really a week.
Yeah.
That's why you didn't
Well, I
tell
mean,
me.
I imagine everything will just wait 10 weeks and when this comes out for it to end.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere. I'd assume so.
And
All
it'll
right.
be arriving on the podcast platforms in the fall, on other podcast platforms. So if you don't want to get Stitcher Premium in spring 2018, wait till like September, October
Yep.
time, and it'll be on other platforms.
iTunes, any one of those you use. But it says right here, so it's $34.99 annual subscription to Stitcher Premium, and the free trial is a week. Again, Oh, so you could get a 1 week free trial when you sign up for a monthly plan, or get a 1 month free trial with an annual plan. So technically, you need to sign up for one of these plans to get a free trial. Which is
yeah, it's always the way, isn't it? They kind of like they hope you sign up for the free trial and then just forget you got it, so
yeah.
they can take your money out.
I assume you can still cancel it though.
You kind of cancel it.
I don't care. With an annual plan, can you? It's like it's an annual plan. It's kind of a weird thing.
I mean, you got a free trial. It's called a free trial for a
You
reason.
right?
If you can't cancel it, then you can kind of sue them for false advertising.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying right here. That's what I'm saying. So just watch out, guys. Just watch out. Read everything you can about this, just in case if you're wanting to get the free trial. Make sure you're not getting fooled into something. You know what I mean? You have to pay for the annual when you really just want the free trial. So yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'm probably not gonna get it there. I'll wait till next fall, I guess. We can most likely talk about it, I guess, here.
I was gonna say we can talk about it. Like,
it'll be free
if I listen to it, if we remember about it. Then...
I mean, I'm sure it'll be a marketing push at one point, and I'm sure it'll be like when I search.
They'll have like little trailers on the Marvel Entertainment YouTube channel and all that.
Yeah, so yeah. All right, yeah.
That's all we've got to say about that one, really. Yeah. But moving on to something that kind of hurts me a little bit. it cuts deep.
Yeah.
We spoke about it a bit last week, but all new Guardians of the Galaxy is officially ending with number 150, which I believe is in January.
Yes, it is in January. It doesn't say the exact date, just January.
Yeah. So... I mean, you can look at the solicitations for January and you can find it. I'm not looking for it right now. But it's not due to sales.
Nope, it's a story.
It's due to Jerry Duggan, who I believe is now called Duggan. Or Dugan. He pitched a bigger idea, and this is kind of similar to how US Avengers and Uncanny Avengers are merging into Avengers No Surrender. Guardians is going to be merging into this Infinity Countdown, Adam Warlock one shot and other things. Yep. It's a state, he's had a bigger idea. It's turning into that.
That's pretty cool, though. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's kind of sad that there's not going to be a Guardians book for a while. And especially his one, because his has been really fucking good. And hopefully nothing changes too much. It's like, hopefully he keeps them in the story, because they kind of have been the launching pad for what he's been trying to tell. I can't imagine it's going to be changing too much, but it's obviously going to twist out somehow.
Yeah. So, really the writer, Jared Duggan. I
say Dugan, people say it's Duggan.
I'll say Dugan for now until he corrects me. Which I wouldn't mind. He tweet at me, Halftime Joe and Mitch692. Tweet at us.
He follows me, man.
Well, there you go. Then let us know what's the correct pronunciation.
Besties.
Well, there you go. You can ask him further because we don't want to get his name wrong. But he says in a tweet, folks, Guardians of the Galaxy is wrapping at number 150, but it is because I pitched a story to Marvel that is way bigger than just Guardians. Huge stories are coming your way beginning in February, more soon, with a gif of Adam Warlock of the old style comic of the power of the Soul Gem. And so this is, of course, teasing Infinity Countdown Adam Warlock number 1, which is coming out. Doesn't say. February.
I believe it's February.
I believe it too, but it doesn't necessarily say on this solicitation. It's very weird. So, and we already read the solicitation before, though, too. So
the previous solicited 151 will be replaced in February by Infinity Countdown Adam Warlock number 1 and Infinity Countdown Prime number 1. So the two the Guardian series is ending in January 150. Come February, Infinity Countdown starts.
But
Adam Warlock comes back.
Yeah. So technically, though, it's just
the same story. He's just going bigger with it.
It's just semantics, right? Semantics.
Kind of, yeah. It's just the Guardians aren't going to be the focus of it anymore. It might just be an Adam Warlock focus. Well, I don't know, but it's. I would find it strange if they go until March without a Guardians book. Yeah,
because Guardians, of course, they have a movie. They've been one of their big characters that people are getting into. So it's kind of weird that they're ending it in a way where they're not going to have a Guardians book. But I get the whole story aspect of it, yada, yada, yada. But just the fact there's not a Guardians book, like even an offshoot type of Elseworlds one, like crazy to me.
And the fact that I doubt there would be one like you're not going to get replacement creative team on it at all because obviously the story being told in that book is now going to be an Infinity Countdown and all of
Yeah,
that, and obviously Infinity whatever he calls it. Um, so you're probably not going to get one until like the fall of 2018,
just
which is
weird
going
to
to be
me.
weird.
Yeah, it's
Like
very weird. Without Guardians, like almost a whole
it's
year without a Guardians book. Dang.
it's going to hurt.
I know it hurts you right now, and it hasn't even happened. It's about.
Yeah. It's kind of everyone's going, oh, it's cancelled. Like, nah, it's not cancelled. It's fine. They're gonna do this and that. It's like, oh, it's stopping. No,
Yeah,
no.
people just seen that it's not going to be out, and a lot of people think it's canceled. It's a bad thing. Not necessarily a lot. Sometimes it just ends. Sometimes they just the writer just they can't get anybody else on it because there's no more ideas. I don't know anything.
But like, no, it might be a case of like they get a new creative team for Guardians and it carries on from that, or Jerry Duggan comes back on it. No,
Yeah.
you don't know. I hope he comes back on it because he's absolutely like it's incredible his run.
I'm just like honestly, like I said, I'm surprised there's not even like a 7-issue miniseries of an offshoot Guardians of the Galaxy story that another writer has in mind that isn't pertained to this story that Dugan is creating. So that way they still have a Guardians out there because it just like you're right. It just feels weird not having a Guardians book
But
out there.
here's the thing: that would make it an event, and you can't have events anymore.
Is that what people were saying?
And that's what I'm just saying.
Oh, well, how does that?
You know,
Like,
because kind of like they're
yeah.
doing an Avengers event starting in January for 16 weeks, but it's not an event 'cause it has no tie-ins. And you
Oh,
got Doctor Strange is having an event. Like, yes, it's not kind of an event, but it's kind of not.
oh.
Um, no, everything's having a fucking crossover in a minute for God knows what reason. But yeah.
I know for DC, like they're doing a lot of crossovers too, and I'm fine with that kind of because
I'm fine with crossovers. My only real problem is like the X-Men Blue and Gold just finished a crossover, and now Blue's gonna start a crossover with Venom for whatever
Oh
reason.
yeah, yeah, I heard about
The
that.
Avengers Champion just had a crossover, and that literally finishes, and then the next issue kicks off No Surrender, and it's just like, breathe.
Yeah.
Can we breathe? For three, I know Legacy is every issue is an event,
I
but can we not?
I still
Can
miss
we
Legacy,
just...
man. Legacy #1. I still want a BC Avengers one of these days. Soon it'll happen.
Well, I mean, the BC Avengers will happen
Eventually.
probably around the time Infinity War comes out.
Which I'm fine with. Like I
Because
just
I,
want
I,
BC
I was
Avengers.
listening to a podcast earlier, and speaking of podcasts, and it had Jim Zub on it, who's obviously on No Surrender,
Yeah.
and he's saying that they timed it so the week Infinity War comes out is the last issue of No Surrender.
Ooh,
It's like
okay.
of course you would time it with that, so I'd imagine it'll be after Infinity War that it comes out, but it's which is kind of strange. Why would you end the event as the movie begins? Like, you want to start the thing with the movie, but
This is very
it
true.
is what
Also, I don't know. I thought it was cool. Like, oh, it ends as it comes. But when you think about it, it's like, shouldn't she like want it to be
it's like
during?
imagine being a new reader coming in and going, "Oh yeah, you can't read this issue, and you have to buy these other 15."
Yeah,
Like you've missed the last 15 weeks.
that's
It's
funny.
like,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. It's back to Guardians. It's sad, but at the same time, as long as this creative team still doing the big cosmic stuff that they have been doing, I'm
Yeah.
fine.
I mean, I'm just excited for the Infinity Countdown. I wanted to ask your kind of opinion on. I wonder if they would have just an Infinity book and it would just be about the stones type of thing.
I mean, that's kind of what Guardians is. I mean, the only
Yeah.
other book that's referenced the Stones since the pop, like excluding Legacy, is Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So obviously on the Infinity Countdown teaser, it was her, Star-Lord, and Logan.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for the most part, Guardians is about the Stones.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it's all like everything that's happening in that book, and no matter how like diverted it feels, it always goes back to the Stones.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they had
Okay.
with like the elders of the universe, and like, oh, the Stones, and it's like, oh, now it's about the Novas, and it's like, oh, the Novas actually turn out to be about the Stones.
That
And
helps. That helps me out because I just would. I'd love to see stories about the stones, and I just that's just my thing, man. I really love the out there stuff.
actually, he's doing some interesting stuff because in the first page of the issue from this week's one, which I won't be
Yeah.
talking about, it's only a little panel and like a couple of bubbles, but he actually takes time to address the fact that the stones were gems, They're no longer gems anymore because gems are cut stones and everything's now looks like a stone, and the colors are different. And it's like, well, why are the colors different and why aren't they gems anymore? Just like, maybe it's a point he's gonna play on later on because that's something Dugan does.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say his name differently every time I say it now.
I'll tell you, our best friends. Let him know. We want to know the pronunciation.
I have the privilege of doing this. So.
You're right.
Cool. But yeah, it's just like, is it going to bring that up? Is that going to play a part in it? I hope it does because that'd be interesting and it'd be definitely like a different story to everything else. But yeah, it's exciting. Like if you want to know about the stones in the current Marvel landscape, it's definitely Legacy, Captain Marvel, Guardians are the three you want.
For sure, I'm gonna read up on Guardians. Similar how when Secret Empire starting, and you would recommend to me and everybody listening, because I'm on the same boat as a lot of y'all who are not the biggest Marvel fans. So that's why Mitch can give me recommendations where to start. So now I know I could go Guardians and some Captain Marvel. Because
say Captain Marvel, just the Legacy stuff. It carries on from what it was pre-Legacy, but you don't really need it.
All right, so Legacy and Guardians, right?
Yeah, literally from Legacy onwards. That's all you
okay, just making sure.
Admittedly, the Guardians one is before Legacy.
Still I'm okay with that.
It's worth reading just because it's just a good book.
I remember when I was reading Cap. When that one I didn't I remember I didn't know what it was going to lead to. I was like, do I need to read it? And then you're like, yeah, because it's always Hydra and whatnot.
Cap's a really nice series, speaking of Cap in a minute. It's a really nice, I
hear some people don't like it because of the whole, doesn't he live in a town where it's by his name or something like that?
No, he's going around the country, and that was just that first issue.
Okay.
And in the second issue, he goes to another town. This is a mini comics of the week, by the way. And
yeah, mini.
He goes to this other town, and he's obviously there for something. But he goes into a restaurant, and he's like, "Can I wash up some dishes for lunch?"
Oh,
he wants to earn money. He's doing all this stuff, and and it feels more like a Superman book. And you can
it definitely sounds like it.
Admittedly, they're both the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
And it's just so uplifting. And he goes against a new swordsman, and he saves a town from flooding, and it's just nice.
That's
just
cool.
A nice small Cat book.
I guess people were turned off by the first issue, and you know what? It's one of those things where you can't necessarily judge a series by its first issue.
I didn't hear anyone complain about the first issue. All I heard was universal praise for it.
Oh man, then I guess I'm just listening to the wrong people. I should be listening more to you. On that.
You just listen to anyone because it's good. Read it.
Man, I was listening to the wrong people on that. Well, there you go.
It's definitely it does feel more like a Superman book for Cat. But
definitely my favorite character is Superman. Right? I go on and about him and Shazam are 1 and 2. They don't. They're both number ones to
they're
me.
basically the same.
Come on, you can't. I mean, there's a little different. There's differences.
Everyone like the 70s and 80s saw it. So.
That's true. That's very true. Superman did become more like Shazam eventually. I remember that. That's it for the news. We did a good time with that, I would say.
So how long was that?
About 23 minutes, 24.
That's not too.
Yeah. So, guess now. Go ahead.
And now it's time for the comics of the week of December 6th, 2017.
Yep, I'm gonna be leading it because I think we're gonna be saving the book that we both read for last.
Plus I think I don't know. Would you say it's the biggest one? I mean, I think it's pretty fucking huge.
Yeah, I would say why not? Let's save that one because I read it too. So I was like, let's save it. So yeah, all right, we're gonna save that one for last. So all right, I'm going first. With my first book, I'm gonna be talking about Justice League 34. Good news, everybody. Brian Hitch isn't on Justice League anymore.
Whoop, whoop.
And actually now, who we got on Justice League is writer... Christopher Priest, and I think Robert Woods is the artist's name. I don't want to get it wrong, so let me check really quick. Yes. No, Pete Woods. I said Robert. I don't know.
Did he also do the cover art as well?
Yeah, he did art and cover.
See, I don't know about the artist.
Actually, I'm okay with. Let me look at the cover really quick. The cover looks a little different, but I'm The art in the actual book is fine. Like it doesn't really distract me. It actually like pleases my eyes for some reason.
Yeah.
So it was very easy read. It was enjoyable read because all around this is just a better story than the first 33 issues of Justice League. And so far they're on a really good start with Christopher Priest. The whole story for this book is basically that three big events are happening at once, and Batman is just tired and he's off his game and he messes up. He makes a mistake because he's just super tired and he's always putting himself to work, and they show how much of a human he really is. Even though technically I guess the Flash, Green Lantern, Cyborg, they're all human, but they all have like something more to help them out. Or Batman is just him.
Batman is just a man.
Yeah. Where GL, how he has the ring, that will help him out. Cyborg's hat machine, and Flash, Barry has power, so those help him out. So it was just an interesting read in that sense, where there is aliens who are outside the Earth, possibly going around there, possibly coming to Earth to invade. There is this kind of earthquake that happens, I believe, around a coast, and there's also nuns who have been kidnapped and are being told that they will be killed if the cops don't come or so they don't get all their money. So three big things happen at once, and what I find really interesting in this one is that you see the team aspect to them, where Batman says, all right, Green Lanterns, y'all are out there checking out all the aliens, see what's happening. Flash and Superman, you go help the city and stuff, and you do this and that. Aquaman, Wonder Woman, you're with me. And Aquaman's driving a bus and he's being in disguise, which I don't know how you can be disguised when everybody really kind of knows who you are. Like, there's no mask or nothing. You know what I mean?
So, is he wearing a hat and sunglasses?
No, he's literally just, I think, tied up his hair and he has a ponytail and he's wearing a suit because he's trying to look like a bus driver. And Wonder Woman's trying to look like a male woman, and she's like hiding in plain sight type of thing. So I thought that was just really interesting in that sense, like them in disguise. Like, when you really ever see that? I don't think you see the Justice League ever try to be in disguise because they're so powerful. You really don't ever need them to be.
Yeah, I don't think I know at the time.
So to me, that just was one of the things that came up to me the most. Is just Christopher Priest really has a different take on these heroes, and his take is just something really fresh because it's stuff I haven't really seen before in that sense. And the whole
isn't he also doing, like, isn't this arc like Justice League versus the people?
Yeah, it's the people versus Justice League. So I assume it's going to be they mess up.
Yeah, like that's not really a story that I've heard of DC doing before. That feels very much more like a Marvel Civil War.
Yeah, it's
type of story. So
it's very much a smaller aspect where the Justice League are so powerful that you don't necessarily need them to go to court. Like, you don't see them having stories going to court, like, because they mess up. You usually see them saving the day from a dark side or hurricanes and all that type of thing. But yeah, it seems like the people are really upset because they messed up at one point, so that's what's going to be the whole thing it's about. It's just good though, and the art, you can tell at times it's kind of, but it's still, I don't think it's generally good. Yeah, so, and I love at the very end where Superman, one of my favorite moments, Batman's just laid out on the stairs asleep, and Superman says that, bro, you know, you don't have to do it all. That's why we're here. You know, So Superman does the whole buddy thing to Bruce because they're really, honestly, they're almost like brothers. They're the brothers that brother from another mother type of thing, and that's why I always think of them as they're like that close to each other. And I know at times in stories they aren't, but to me they are. So I just love that moment where Superman was just consulting Bruce, like, it's okay, just go to sleep, man, go take a break, we got this. It's a very fresh, like, thing. I don't know. I feel so rejuvenated reading Justice League because Brian Hitch just didn't do it for me, honestly.
He didn't do it for most people.
Yeah, agree. So
I'm honestly surprised it took them this long to like change teams.
Yeah, the same, right? And also getting Christopher Priest. You know, he's like, man, good writer. So. That's kind of it. I enjoyed this issue a lot. I think I am going to be keeping up with Justice League just because this take on it really interests me, and I'm curious as to see how this is going to go about and how they're going to take kind of a smaller scale to the league in that sense, where I guess they might be going to court. They're going to need a lawyer soon, I guess. So yeah.
Sweet. My first one is something I haven't spoke about since I think like the third issue. Yeah. But it's Astonishing X-Men #6. it's the finale of the first act, as Charles Soules liked to calling it, and shit's hit the fan. Like the whole game of between Shadow King and Charles, and they're playing with actual people in like the astral plane.
Yeah.
It's like Shadow King's now overtaken Old Man Logan and Gambit on the outside, and like they're spreading Shadow King stuff, little psychic stuff like parasect minds shit about.
Mm-hmm.
So like the government are going full Avengers, and it's just like we need to like bomb London to get like save the rest of the planet, and like that's all happening on the outside. On the inside, you have Charles, who's kind of let Shadow King think he's won, and Shadow King is like, don't feel bad, I kind of cheated, and Charles is like, don't feel bad, I kind of cheated too, and he's like got Gambit, Mystique, and Rogue, like they're all in like psychic armor, and they just come like smashing through the wall, and you get all your fun stuff, all your fun comic booky stuff. And like Warren's let the Archangel out because he has to, because he couldn't do it by himself on the outside. But while this is going on, you see Charles is talking to Phantom X, and like they're having this conversation, and then once everything's said and done, like they manage to push back the Shadow King because he gets distracted. Charles breaks out of his chains, yada yada yada. They all win.
Oh man!
And then you get a nice big reveal at the end, and that is that Charles Xavier's back. He's alive, but he's now in the body of Phantom X. He's kind of taken over his body.
Does he do that a lot per se? I'm not an X-Men lore type of guy. I feel like he can, like as the last like minute thing.
I think
like,
he has. I think I can't off the top of my head remember a time where he's died and come back as someone else.
Oh, that's the whole X-Men movie thing, right? That's how they got away with it.
Yeah, that.
But I'm sure it was done in comics before the movie.
I'm certain it's been done in comics before. I just can't think on the top of my head. But it's just kind of like you get Starlight going, "Oh, Phantom X." It's like, no, I'm Charles Xavier. It's just like, oh. So Charles is back now. So that's the thing.
Man, there's a lot of returns this week for you.
It's a lot of returns.
You can mention, of course, as we end it, like the other comics that you're not gonna be able to talk about, stuff like that. I'm curious as to. It was a massive week for you, so.
I mean, I was only going to talk about Cap. Like, I kind of we squeezed Cap in there a little bit. It's true. I was going to mention Guardians a little bit.
We squeezed that in there.
Yeah, like Guardians was more about Drax, and like, a nice moment where he plays the saxophone. It's just like I love that Jerry Duggan actually appreciates Drax did play the saxophone.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, what was the other one I was going to talk about? The Avengers crossover with the Champions. Viv got turned into a human by the High Evolutionary.
I remember that. I read about that.
And in this issue, like Vision was kind of like, I saw my future self, or I did the thing with my future self, and like I'm there, but you're not. And it's like, oh, she dies. She's human? She's gonna die, and apparently she was built to die, like to age normally anyway.
Oh.
And she kind of like. He's like, oh, I'm being overprotective and all that, an asshole basically, because I don't want you to die early. And then she sacrificed herself to like stop the two planets like phasing into each other.
Oh man!
What? And then like you get like what looks like an end panel as the funeral, but then you get a final end panel where she's in like I think it looks like the White Hot Room from what I remember because it's just a white space, but I'm not entirely sure. I doubt it is the White Hot Room because why would it be the Phoenix? But no, she's seemingly alive somewhere. So. That's the rest of my comments.
No, but I remember there's a thing reading somewhere that Viv was an ethnic character now.
Yeah, she's black. Yeah.
Oh, she's just black. Okay, I thought she was like Arabian or something like that. So, or is that the proper term? What's the proper term? Arab? Is that the proper term? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't know the first thing, to be honest.
I don't know what part you're talking about, but it's kind of like it raised questions. It's like, well, is Vision black?
Yeah.
Like. Is that what he would be?
Killer Croc is, apparently, according to Suicide Squad, and him watching BET. Yeah. Apparently, that's the thing all black people want to do, is watch BET.
It was just a question of like, well, is Vision black, or is like the High Evolutionary's idea of people black? Is that what the evolutionary idea is? And it's kind of like, it was an interesting conversation that sparked up about it.
You had a lot of interesting comics this week. I would say that.
I did.
I don't think I did because these were the only two that interested me, which will lead me And unless you have anything else to say about yours.
No, that's it.
Okay. All
That's
right.
it.
Will lead me into my last one, Batman 36. Tom King, of course, is doing this, and it is the start of a new arc called Super Friends, in which, of course, we all know Batman, Catwoman, they're engaged, Bruce, Selina, and this is going to be all about Bruce basically telling Clark, hey, you're going to be my best man. And it's almost very touching in the way this comic does it, because they don't necessarily say that exactly, but Tom King is most likely leading to that in the sense where
it's implied.
Yeah, because this one, it starts off with them realizing that, or Clark and Lois realizing that they haven't been invited, and also Bruce and Selina saying that they haven't invited Clark and Lois. And it's one of those things where it's awkward for both of them, I guess, because neither one of them wants to call. It's the man being the man type of thing. You know what I mean? It's like
why wouldn't Bruce invite Clark from the get-go?
See, it goes into that. It really goes into that, why they wouldn't, because even Selina says, I thought he was your closest friend. Like, and Bruce says, no, Gordon's my closest friend. But Selina has to go, but he doesn't even know your name. And then he goes, Alfred's my closest friend, but you pay him. It's like, it's so funny, man. It's too good. The dialogue in this is too good. But it goes into that of like, why wouldn't Bruce invite Clark to begin with? Why isn't Clark even calling to begin with? Like, he's taking up so much time to try to call, and it's because of how they feel for each other, in a sense where of how Bruce sees Clark as Superman and how Clark sees Bruce as Batman, and they go into that by kind of having that two column type of panel thing where it shows each of them what they're doing in their dialogue.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, the elevator bit.
Yeah, where it's kind of happening at the same time, I guess, and it's kind of showing how what they both feel, and it almost mirrors each other.
I've seen those pages. It's really good.
Yeah, I really like how they do it here, where they talk about each other. Where Clark is talking to Lois about how Batman and Bruce is, and Bruce is talking to Selina about how Superman is, and they both talk about like, all right. One of the things interests me where Clark says his parents died when he was so young, shot right in front of him, and Bruce says his whole planet was destroyed. He's the last of a Holocaust. So it's stuff like that, you know what I mean? Where they're literally giving their origins in a way, but there's a very touching moment for both of them where they kind of look up to each other. Okay, so in a way, Bruce doesn't think he can compare to Clark because of how good he is, and Clark doesn't think he can compare to Bruce because of how good he managed to be with all the trouble behind him.
Yeah.
So they both don't think they're good enough for each other, in that sense.
That's a nice.
It was a really nice little thing because they end up like on the same elevator floor where Clark as Superman and Lois take the elevator. Bruce and Catwoman are sneaking through like an elevator less like shaft.
Yeah.
So like they all have their own styles, and it was just a moment where Clark tells Lois, "But he's Batman," and Bruce tells Selina, "But he's Superman." Like. It's a cool thing that I like, and I'm excited for this arc and what this has to be, and I love that they're kind of continuing even the little details of having to invite each other. It almost reminds me of what I liked in the crossover, Crisis on Earth X, where they were all kind of like, hey, did you get the invite? You know what I mean? Where they are, but this is like a more...
You get that human element.
Yeah, but this is a more dragged out type of thing, or more explored and detailed aspect of it.
Yeah.
I definitely really loved it because especially at the very end where it says a double date 70 years in the making, next issue. It's very true. But yeah.
How has that not happened yet?
Exactly, right. So I don't think I could say enough about Tom King in this, and the art. Oh my gosh, I really like the art.
The art's really good.
Yeah, it's almost like art, where you literally could put this on, like these panels without the dialogue or the bubbles on the wall, because it just looks so good. I honestly love it a lot. So yeah, I mean, I love this issue. There's a lot of good to it. One thing that interests me is that that came out to me was that Selina knew Clark was Superman. But
that's interesting.
But I guess it's not to be like, it's not that hard, because she even says, yeah, that one guy who writes about Superman all the time who looks like Superman but with glasses.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like,
That's clever.
Yeah, and even, like it's just so good, man. I very much enjoyed it. The art, the dialogue. I'm all aboard with this, and just a great 2 issues for me for this week in Comics of the Week. That's what I gotta say. So
Sweet.
yeah, you go ahead.
But now, on to the final one, I should say, for both of us.
Yeah, we both read
And
this.
I'm gonna say arguably the biggest one.
Oh, yeah.
Doctor Strange number 382. It's the second issue of Donny Cates' run in the series.
All hell, Danny
And
Cates.
I love Donny Cates.
Yeah, he's great, man. He's a great writer.
Fucking genius. Like even like just the way he tells the story, and like you had the opening with Doctor Strange and he's climbing that mountain. It's kind of like the whole issue is through like the inner monologue. And it's that typical like it's a bit like Thor Ragnarok where you open up on in the cage with the skeleton.
They do make a reference to that movie in this issue.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because like he wrote this issue months before that movie even came out.
Yeah, which is very weird. But I mean, at the same time, they were probably making that movie at the same time he was writing it, type of thing.
I mean, yeah, like this was months ago. This thing was being made.
Yeah, so I'll just let you know from the get go. I still don't know how I feel about the art, like this and last issue. I have to get used to it. Because I think it works for this style of like humor and all that, but I have to get used to it for sure.
I just can't wait for it to get more magical.
Yeah,
but I think that's when it's really gonna pop because like, it's a very gritty style of art. I think.
It's not like, I see what you're saying.
No, it's not like the grittiest art, but it's got a bit of a grit to it. But for the most part, it's Doctor Strange. He's a veterinarian now. He weird some not patients. What's the word? Clients, I suppose you can call them.
Yeah, clients.
He weirds them out because Bat's the Basset Hound, because original name. He can talk, and he just walks in and he starts talking. And like,
that's so hilarious to me.
Dog.
That was just hilarious to me. I'll be in your office. Like, okay.
The facial expression of Doug as well.
Oh, and the facial expressions on the parents or the man and woman with who own the cat, like they're just like, what just happened?
This is like, what do you expect would happen? They took the cat and ran off. Like,
yeah, that was great. Man.
Yeah, it's like we found out last issue that Loki's looking for a certain spell. Like it's kind of up in the air if the spell really exists, and it turns out it does exist. And Stephen has actually bound the spell to people he cares about, and the person he cares about most at the minute is Zelma or Zelda. If you're
Zelda,
isn't that what the Bats calls her?
Yep.
Doesn't he call her Zelda, or is it something else?
A Zelda. It's for sure Zelda. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes, it's Zelda. God, yeah, Zelma. So yeah, did I just do something wrong? No. So yeah, and obviously like she's helping Loki out being a Sorcerer Supreme, and Loki's trying to get through the same door from the last issue. We still don't know what's behind that door. I imagine we're going to find out in the coming issues because of what happens at the end. But Doctor Strange kind of realizes that Loki and Zelma are getting a bit too close, and if Loki gets close to Zelma, she'll realize that she has the spell bound to her.
Interesting he put it that way.
What?
That he left it where somebody she opens her heart to somebody other than him, like they'll have access to it in that sense.
It's not so much that, it's more like, it's if they just get close, like Loki's gonna realize she has this spell, he'll be able to sense it.
Yeah.
It's which I didn't realize they're actually kissing this issue. Ew.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Oh, I love the fact that he's just got the gloves on. The gloves and scourges at like M16s. It's a great panel. But yeah, it goes on, and the whole Zelma tells him to fuck off. Basically, she's like, "No, you left without a note, without a call, without an email, whatever."
You can't be just doing that, Steven. Even I know that.
Yeah. Don't fuck the women about, Steve.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Bats unfortunately ends up dying because Loki and Steven have a little fight.
I was a little sad, man. I was a little sad. I was like, when he said he had a weak heart, I was like, wow, they really.
It's just like, oh, that's too close to home. It's too close. But yeah, that was sad. Like, even though you've only seen bats for like an issue and a half, it's still like it's a dog.
Yeah, man.
You could have dug in anything, and you're gonna make me upset.
For sure. Like, I mean, he even ends up his last words were don't ever let no one hurt your friends, which I don't know if that's proper English, but he's a dog. So
I was gonna say it's a dog. It's fine. You know, he's allowed to be like grammatically incorrect. But it's just like, oh, it's like bats. I don't even like basset hounds, but oh.
Here.
But this pisses Doctor Strange off, and he's kind of like, you know what? I've had enough. There's only one way I can get Loki to stop being the Sorcerer Supreme. And we jump back to the mountain that he's climbing, and on top of the mountain is a little house, and this little house is a person, and that person's called Robert. And he's not particularly impressed that Stephen's there. He doesn't really want to do anything, but he kind of realizes that Stephen's there for a reason, and that's because he needs help. But he doesn't need this little dude in his little vest, in his little shirt, and his nice shape,
his nice hair, eyebrows.
Oh, hold on, I'm trying to think of his name. Fuck, what's his name?
He seems kind of important. The guy at the very end, right? He seems important.
Yeah, it's just a little character we haven't seen in a while, but it raises many questions. He kind of needs the Sentry, which
damn,
the Sentry's fucking shit.
Yeah.
I honestly never thought we'd see the Sentry again, because they kind of did some things with him in Uncanny Avengers, and he kind of went away.
Never doubt the man that is known as Donny Cates. Never doubt.
Well, apparently, this is what he pitched to Marvel. This was the end of his pitch.
Hey, Marvel, let me write your Doctor Strange comic and I'll bring back Sentry for you. All right, let's do it.
It's just like, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So, who would have thought a Doctor Strange in a Sentry book would ever exist?
This is crazy, man.
Yeah, it's either going to end up that the Sentry is helping Stephen, or he's going to fuck him up.
Well, he did say at the beginning, like, this guy doesn't even want me here, but I need him. Yeah. And
obviously the whole mountain thing's a metaphor, you know, they're in Robert. I know what's his name? It's Robert something.
I think it's just Robert, man. Like, for real.
Yeah. I just can't think of a second name in a minute. But yeah, you know, it's all in his mind. He brings up. So what, like, we don't even really know where this is.
No.
Because the last time we saw the Sentry fucked off into outer space. And he was I think it was called at that point. So it's kind of, I have many questions.
It definitely at the very end where it shows you like what's happening next, like on next issue, the Sentry versus Asgard. That's epic, man. That's cool. Man, excited.
It's just nuts.
Sentry's a cool character, man.
Oh, he's
a great character.
Superman with like a mental disorder.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I would love a movie like this or something.
Sentry would make a really good movie. I don't know if you could do a movie with Sentry really, but it would make a good movie. You could pull it up. It'd be different as fuck. Well.
That's all. I mean, this MCU thing is happening for another century, right? So let's go. Let's go.
Hey, another century.
Maybe that's too much. We'll be dead by then.
That's a bit too on the nose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Like I just like near enough threw the fucking thing across the room. Just like Cedric. I just wasn't expecting it. Like, you know, like Donny Cates on Twitter the day before was like, "Don't tweet out the last page, whatever you do." And I'm like, it's not going to be that big. It can't be that big.
It was.
Everyone hypes everything up. It never lives up to it. It's just kind of like you see those people going, "Oh my god!" It's like, what? It's like, I'm reading it last. And it's like, I've got to read it next. I've got to read a second. It's just like shit. Sentry. But yeah. So if you're a Sentry fan, if you're one of the two Sentry fans on this planet, then yay for you.
You're in for one, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that's.
I mean, yeah, that's the comics of the week. I did, like I said, I did enjoy Doctor Strange. Anything Donny Cates, you know. I mean, for me and you, when we got into God Country, we were like, we're writing this writer. We have stock in him.
I'm officially a Donny Cates stan. I might just change my entire Twitter profile.
we're definitely riding the wave that is Donny Cates at this moment because we knew he was gonna be a big one, and he got who would have thought he came tomorrow. Now he's doing Doctor Strange, Thanos. What brought back Sentry? Thanos is gonna fight himself. Is like from the future, man.
Oh, have you seen the previews for Thanos?
No, the next one, no.
Oh, it's so good. It's just like middle-aged, bearded Thanos fucking up everything.
Yeah, man.
It's like, this is how you win. And it's like this massive double-page spread, and there's like the main bit is old Thanos taking out God King Thor, and then like through the ages as well. It just looks so good.
Oh man, this is great.
But it's a massive thing of who was the Ghost Rider. That started up on Twitter.
Oh yeah, because we want to.
Obviously, that's explaining it. Yeah, some people are saying it's Deadpool. Donny Cates has promised me personally it's not Deadpool.
Did you add him? Is that what it was?
Well, no, he quote tweeted. I think it was CBR who was saying like, "Is the Cosmic Ghost Rider Deadpool?" And he goes, "It's not Deadpool." And I was like, "But what if it is?" And he's like, "I promise you, it's not." And it's like, if it is Donny Cates, I will not be impressed. Don't you lie to me, Mr. Cates.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of hard to unsee because he does act like Deadpool. Some people said Taskmaster. I could see it.
I could see the Deadpool thing. He definitely acts like him. I won't lie.
I don't know who else it could be, but if it's not Deadpool, it's not Deadpool. But
yeah. Yeah, I think that's it for the comics of the week. There was other comics I probably could have read, but from reading just the descriptions, these two were the ones that really interested me the most. I'll probably get back to the other ones another time, because what Metal I think isn't out till next week, and then Doomsday Clock is the week after. So it's like, finally back to my ish Doomsday Clock and Metal.
When was the last time Metal came out?
I have the list right here. Where is it? Here it is. I have the list of all of them. So it's gonna come out on the 13th. The last one was the 15th.
Because it feels like a fucking forever.
Yeah, it's been a month. It's been a month since Metal came out. For next
events can't be monthly anymore. They have to be like bi-monthly.
They are two a month, but.
They're not. They're one a month.
No, well, okay. Well, no, this one, Metal, it's on the 13th and on the 20th. It came out.
Yeah, I think this one got delayed.
Oh, okay, yeah. You're right. And then, that's why, because on the next one, Dark Knight's Metal number 5 is on the 10th of January, and then the 6th is on the 14th of February. So,
yeah.
Excited to see where it goes from here. And I think the next issue is Metal number 4. So, it's really just going to be all Metals and one Hawkman found. So... That's kind of it for that, and then Doomsday Clock.
Isn't there another one, another tie-in?
I think the Wild Hunt, which is going to be talking about kind of what happens after, like all this thing, like an aftermath type of thing. So
yeah, the little closing out epilogue.
Yeah, exactly.
Either that or Batman just gonna be playing The Witcher.
You're right.
Which I'd.
So, with that,
yeah.
toodles.
Until next time.